It is currently February and we are towards the tail end of the financial year. So it's time to have a look at the invitations that were issued and what we have to look forward to towards the end of this financial year. In saying that, we will receive the new allocation soon and invitations will start ramping up again anytime after July. So we're not too far away. Now remember previously in the planning levels, that is visas granted. It's got nothing to do with how many invitations are to be issued. Now this financial year for the 189, they've already invited almost 23,000 applicants. Now of course, those applications are still in processing, waiting to be granted. For the 491 and 190 is a little bit different and they do have some published numbers here. So you can see here how many people have been actually nominated for either the 190 or the 491. Gives you an indication of what's left as well. We had an applicant who had been in Australia for over 5 years. Originally, like many other people, they came to Australia to study. However, due to some questionable migration advice, they ended up lodging a protection visa. Now, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a protection visa if you are a genuine applicant. And protection visas are for asylum seekers. We lodge a lot of these visa applications, but you have to have a genuine claim. And this applicant did not have a genuine claim. So they found that their protection visa was refused, they tried to appeal the decision, and things got a little bit out of control. When they came to consult us, I saw that the applicant had completed qualifications and had work experience. I carved a new pathway for him through general skilled migration. Due to the industry that the occupation was in, we leaned towards lodging an application in Western Australia. Now last week, after over 5 years of waiting in Australia, the applicant was invited to apply for the 491 visa, which is an excellent outcome. As they currently hold a bridging visa C, once the applicant receives their final invitation, they will be able to apply for the visa while they're onshore. As long as you are able to take the right steps and work towards the right pathway, I believe that you can carve your pathway to migration. Now I know a lot of people have been receiving refusals for their student visa applications. If you are in Australia, you can appeal this decision. Now I know a lot of people might find this concerning and quite stressful, but I want to explain to you how we overturned this student visa refusal. The applicant travelled to Australia on a tourist visa and lodged a student visa application. Now this is obviously before all the changes. Now they were refused on grounds of GTE. So in the initial application, they didn't demonstrate their strong ties back home. We prepared for this ART hearing with lengthy submissions and documentation. We first discussed in detail the applicant's family ties. The applicant had spouse and children overseas as well as elderly parents. We also then discussed their circumstances here in Australia and why studying the course that they chose to study would help them when they return back home. So if you do get a student visa refusal, just remember when you go to the ART hearing, there's still a lot of hope as long as you provide the right documentation. Check this out, we've been receiving our first registration selections for the 403 visa for Indian graduates. You may remember I've been making videos about this, about the MATES program. It is a temporary visa and temporary mobility pathway for Indian graduates and early career professionals. There is certain criteria that you have to meet, and the visa allows you to travel to Australia to live and work in Australia for up to 2 years. There are 3,000 spots a year, and you can see here our client being selected here. Currently still selecting candidates who applied through the ballot process up until the 30th of May 2025.